So today's guest is the definition of glam meets grit. Kristina Wright has brushed elbows with icons doing makeup for stars like Patti LaBelle and the Housewives of Orange County. But when the world hit pause, she hit refresh, launching a jewelry brand from her home in Newport Beach that's now shining on everyone from country stars to cool girl influencers. She's got a killer eye, a love for all things beauty and fashion, and she embodies that effortless, high-gloss Orange County energy we all secretly want. Welcome, Kristina.
Thank you. That's a nice intro.
So for anybody that hasn't met you, give us a little quick intro, who you are and what do you do?
I'm Kristina Wright. I'm born and raised in LA. I almost said Newport Beach. And I do currently live in Newport Beach, California. And basically, I lived in LA, grew up and raised there, and then we moved here during the pandemic. We actually already owned the home, but we would come down here on the weekends. So then once the pandemic happened, we started spending most of our time over here. And that's where I'm at, basically. And so I've always been doing makeup as my career, as my job. But then during the pandemic, I started my jewelry line because in the first year, I was starting to feel a little concerned with everything that was happening and not knowing what the future was going to hold. And I just knew I needed a new backup plan. And so my backup plan was my first real love. I've always loved fashion. And I actually went to FIDM in LA. And so I just loved making jewelry. And back in the day, I used to work for Tarina Tarantino. She was a big jewelry designer. So I learned how to do stuff when I was working over there. And I just thought I had to put my knowledge to the test. And then I basically went to LA and I started buying stuff. And then I started creating things and then posting it on my Instagram. And then it just kind of started from there.
Yeah. So before I forget, I know some people are listening and not watching. Tell me what you're wearing.
Okay, I'm wearing a cow print satin dress from Zara and cowboy boots and my own necklace.
You guys, her necklace. I have to get one of these. They're so one of a kind.
Thank you.
And then when I met you, actually met you for the first time when I had my party.
Yeah.
We started chatting, and you had just had an event at the Pendry, right? In Newport?
Exactly. So the Pendry was at the Elwood Club, which is their private members club, was having a country event, kind of like a countdown to Stagecoach. And so there was only 3 other vendors there, and it was a nice event. It was a great event that they threw, and basically sold these. I did a bunch of the bandana necklaces because I thought it'd be great for the event, and I mean it was a hit.
Yeah, I mean I'm getting one.
Yes.
So I'm looking at you right now. You look literally spectacular.
Thank you.
You're just so glam, and your fingernails. You did the art, right?
I always have some sort of art on my nails. I mean, it's just a part of my personality, really. And I kind of mentioned this to you, I love color. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I get my nails done on Thursday, and it's going to be my Stagecoach nails because Stagecoach is next weekend.
Okay. So I wish I could get my nails done, but I had unfortunately a bad reaction, allergic reaction. So now I can just put polish on.
But you said you might start trying it out again and see if it changes, right?
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Okay, I always usually say what I'm wearing. So I have an ALC outfit on, cute blouse. I got the pants. I'm actually wearing my A6 tennis shoes because I just got done with a house meeting. It was very dirty. We're flipping a home and selling it. So that's where I came from. But I do have my Oscar de la Renta earrings on, which I love. And then I got this hat while we were traveling in Ravello, Italy.
Love it.
So fashion is passion.
I was and we're totally matching and we didn't even plan on it.
I know. We both have the tan vibe on. So your necklaces, if you could describe to the audience that specific necklace, how would you describe
So basically, this specific necklace, one of my girlfriends went to Italy last summer, and she had she gave me the idea. Her name's Michelle. She's one of my best friends, and so I kind of she started sending it to me in January, and then I saw a few other people kind of doing similar stuff on Instagram. And then I was just you know what? I felt I needed a new thing to kind of revamp my jewelry and the direction I'm going in. And so I started finding these bandanas, and then I had to figure out how to make it perfect also because it's not as easy as you think. So it's a little bit of a process to cut them and then get them together. But to me, most importantly, it's the charms. The charms tell a story, right?
Yeah, because you have 7 or 8 or 10 charms.
This
on
has
there.
a lot, actually. It might have like 10 or 12.
So she's got these gold charms.
Yeah.
Are those like? They look
So-
like an antique or Etsy maybe or.
So yeah, I actually did find this big love heart charm that's in the middle on Etsy. And so I did fall in love with this. I love hearts.
Yeah.
I mean, I am obsessed with hearts. I am obsessed. I do like stars too, but hearts are like my thing. And so anyway, so basically I found the heart and I kind of wanted to like base everything around it. But then the leopard was so cool too. And I just felt like I love all the like colors together. And then I just tried to find like charms that like brought the colors out, you know, and made it stand out.
I mean, I kind of felt like I'm looking at you, but I'm really basically just staring at your chest the whole time. So it's like, I'm not like looking all the way down. I'm looking at your beautiful necklace. But
Thank
I
you.
mean, I bet a lot of times like ladies or men are just like staring at your chest because your necklace is so pretty.
Yeah. So the ones I did for the Elwood event, like they were like more country style, like a lot of turquoise and then just more silver and turquoise charms, but some of them just really cool, like bull horns or that type of stuff too. I mean, I have pictures I can show them.
What do they range in price?
So so basically they're about $135 to $200. So depending on like what kind of charms, and so in that price range.
Are they custom too?
I can definitely make them custom, yes. So, I mean, I've done a few custom orders already for some people that just wanted to give them as gifts or whatever. And then if somebody wants to kind of design their own piece, they can totally do that too.
That's a great price point.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
for
is.
such a standout necklace.
Thank
I mean,
you.
I feel like I own a lot of jewelry.
Yes.
And I have a lot of different brands, but that's my thing. It's like, I want to wear something that totally stands out.
Yeah.
And it's unique and nobody else has.
For sure.
And that's exactly you. That's what you're selling.
Yeah. And the cool thing about jewelry is, look, like not everybody can afford diamonds or real stuff, you know? And I mean, look, even if you can, but it's cool to have a piece like this because it's just a different piece. You know, you're not going to see this everywhere. And honestly, to me, jewelry is like something that completes an outfit. It's like the icing on the cake, you know, and it just it could totally make your outfit stand out. Like if I took this necklace off right now and I was just wearing this, I feel like my outfit wouldn't look the same.
I would literally start with your necklace. I
Yeah.
think if this is what I'm wearing. I'm wearing this on my neck, and then I would go from top down.
Yeah.
I would figure out my outfit after that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, so I'm going to Stagecoach next weekend, right? And I totally did plan an outfit around this necklace.
Yeah,
It's like it's a leopard situation.
The Pendry, by the way, I just went Saturday
Yeah.
night.
Did you like it?
Oh my gosh, they had the most fun event.
Yeah.
It was a Nobu Wolfgang Wolfgang
Oh, it was a
Puck.
nobleman party, right?
Nobleman, and
Yeah.
my friend Jess invited me, and you had to pay the tickets. I think it was like $350
Yeah.
a ticket or something.
But it includes like the food and vendors.
yeah,
Like, right?
and it was
okay,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, this would be fun. Girl, it was fun.
Yeah.
Like Joe had a little bit too much fun, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like he only has too much fun probably like twice a year, and he
that's
checked that
good.
off the box because they had all these over the top vendors, like one of the best vodkas, one of the best tequila vendors. Oh my gosh, you know, you have your caviar.
Yeah.
And we went over to, we'll get a little caviar, but it was like the Royal Etc. in the big can,
wow.
and the guy's like giving it out, and you think, oh, he's just going to give you the little dollop, little teaspoon.
They were actually giving some
Like full on 4 tablespoons.
I wish I was there.
Into your little container, and then next to that, they were serving us this really high end vodka. I don't even like vodka, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Would you like a vodka martini?" I'm like, "I don't like them," and he's like, "Well, you should try it anyway." And I'm like, "Okay." It was so good.
Yeah.
With the caviar.
I love caviar.
Oh, so good. So, how did you get into the Pendry? Like that is like the hotel.
So basically, one of my good friends is good friends with the guy who runs the Elwood Club. And then so I reached out to her, she reached out to him, and it all kind of happened so quickly too. I mean, it was like 5 days out of the event. So I had to spend the whole week making these necklaces. Like, cause I obviously wanted to have enough to like sell for the event, but it was, you know, it was.
So this is a private club?
Yeah, it's a private club, so you have to be a member. But for the actual event, they were letting non-members attend. You just had to pay to get in. which was cool, you know. I mean, because then people get an idea of like what it's like, or, I mean, I honestly think the event was amazing. It was so good, and I feel like they should do those types of events all the time.
Well, that's really neat. I need to look into that. I always wanted to do a private club.
Yeah.
We're not members of any, because we also live in Texas.
Yes.
So we're like, do we spend the money on the private club?
Well, it's hard when you're not here all the time.
Yeah.
But see, some places let you do part-time memberships. Like I know Balboa Bay Club does that.
Oh yeah, I have a friend that's a member there.
Yeah, so
That's
you can
really
have
nice.
a part-time membership there, which is nice because I think in Newport there's a lot of people and families who live in different states, and you know they share residences. So like they're here 6 months out of the year and 6 months somewhere else. So I mean, obviously like you guys, you know.
Yeah, there's a place at the Stockyards in Fort Worth I want to join.
Oh really?
It's $3,000.
Yeah,
Like
not
that's
bad.
a lot, but it's like a lot less than some of these other vendors. They charge
No,
like
for sure.
25 grand or something crazy.
Yeah, Elwood's
like a golf club.
expensive. I'm not sure how much, but I believe it's about that much to join for the year.
Okay, well, I need to look into it. Okay, circle
Yeah.
back. You've worked with some seriously iconic women, from Patti
Yeah.
LaBelle to Housewives royalty. Is there a moment or a story from behind the scenes that really stuck with you?
Well, okay, so I toured with Patty, so I'd like be on the road with her, and working with her obviously was amazing because she is iconic. And I mean, for me, one of my favorite parts of working with her was hearing all her stories, because she had stories about everybody. I mean, from Elton John to you name it, you know? And she's honestly such a down-to-earth person. And believe it or not, like she's so glam, but at the end of the day, when she's done working, she just likes to stay in her room, go to bed. I mean, but she's so cool, and it's been such a fun experience to like having gotten to know her over the years and working with somebody who's so big and
She's
iconic.
iconic.
Yes.
So you've traveled with her? Or
I did, yeah.
how'd that work?
So I mean, her daughter-in-law and I are like really good friends. And so her daughter-in-law did her makeup for most stuff in the East Coast. I mean, depending, but she was also having babies. And so that's why that's when they started like working with me too. So it was, you know, just traveling with her. I mean, I would obviously fly from here and meet them wherever we were going. And then, you know, if we had like different cities to be in throughout the weekend, like we would be flying together at that point. But it was awesome.
I mean, she's iconic.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite conversation? Can you think of one that you had with her?
For sure. I mean, she told me stories about like Elton John, like when she first met Elton John, and because I loved Elton John, and how he was like, he wasn't even like famous yet, but like she said, like she would like used to like cook meals for them, and they like loved her, and then he would come into town and he would like call Patty because like they just remained friends, obviously, and then he became so famous. And she said till this day they'll like still talk to each other from time to time. But so just hearing stories like that is so awesome.
Is she still traveling, or what is she?
Yeah, she's still touring.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys
I mean,
keep in touch?
Yes, last year was her 80th birthday, and she had a big birthday party in New York City. So my husband and I flew out for that. It was
Really?
awesome. Yeah, star-studded
What was some of the
event.
stars there?
Let's see, Whoopi Goldberg was there. Busta Rhymes, Fat
Busta
Joe.
Rhymes?
Yeah.
Oh, I used to love Busta Rhymes.
The mayor of New York City. Who else was there? I mean, I think Mariah Carey wasn't there, but you know, Mariah Carey is her goddaughter.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So cool. And then, I mean, who else was there? Let me see. Those were like the names that I remember for sure, but it was an awesome
Well, she doesn't
party.
look 80.
No,
I'm
she
like,
doesn't.
If I looked like that good when I was 80.
Right? And she can like sing and dance. Like, I mean, she moves around and wears her outfits, and it's just amazing.
So you also, I'm assuming, you do a lot of the housewives makeup.
Yes.
Who's your favorite one?
Kelly?
Kelly.
Well, she was when Kelly was a housewife, yes, for sure. Obviously, she's my good friend too, but I love Kelly on the show.
Yes, so Kelly Dodd, and she got remarried. Was that just a couple years ago?
Yeah, they got married, I think, during the pandemic. For sure, actually. So Kelly and Rick got engaged in 2019 because that's when I first met her, like officially met her in New York City during BravoCon. And I was out there with Bronwyn, who was a castmate. I mean, she was on the show during the time. You remember her?
No.
Bronwyn Windenberg. She was the one with all the kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I don't want to like pretend here. I actually don't watch the show.
Oh, okay.
But I did watch the finale of this last season.
Yeah.
Because I had Katie.
Oh, yeah.
At a
Katie's-
couple of
yeah.
parties. And
And obviously, I love Katie. I forgot.
yeah, Katie. And
Katie's
she's
amazing.
so sweet and genuine. So I was like trying to get like a better handle around like, because like, you know, she was having some riffs
Yeah.
with the people on the Housewife. So I went back and watched
Yeah.
just the finale where like they're sitting out. And I was like, dang, they are on her. Like they
No,
were
I
like,
know.
not nice.
It's like, for sure. I mean, and I've told this to her. I feel like they just like pick on you and you're the new castmate, you know? But I was like, be strong, shine bright. You're a star.
I know. Yeah. So I think she's going to do this podcast.
Oh, she should.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to get to know her
Yeah,
better.
for
Okay.
sure.
So Kelly, back to Kelly.
Yeah.
I met her here
Yeah.
at my house for the
Yes.
party as well. And didn't you do her makeup?
No, I did Asia's makeup.
Oh, Asia.
Our
She's so
mutual friend.
sweet.
Yeah. That's how I was like, oh, it was like such a small little world, how everybody like connects somehow, you know?
So Kelly, that was the first time I had met her.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not that familiar with the show, so I didn't know her amazing outgoing personality.
Yeah.
Because like during the party, she was like, they were building a house, and
Oh,
so
yeah,
she
yeah.
was like really interested in this house and the finishes, and she was taking videos and
Yeah.
like trying to get all these ideas to build the house, and she was so flamboyant,
Yeah.
and I mean, she is hot too. She's so pretty.
So pretty.
Like her whole everything about her is like
Yeah.
nothing but energy.
Kelly's amazing.
So I can see you guys like totally hitting it off.
For sure. I was like, it's sad that people give her such a bad rap because I always say this about Kelly. I'm like, you know, I said, she's honestly an amazing, loyal person. Like, but if you pissed her off, like I wouldn't piss her off, but you shouldn't be pissing anybody off, you know?
I mean, so Joe and I went to dinner with her and her husband, and we honestly had the best time.
Yeah.
Joe, like my husband's like one of those, he doesn't really feel comfortable with going to dinner with people he doesn't know. Like it's almost
Yeah.
like a blind date for him.
No, for
I'm
sure.
like the outgoing one. I'm like,
Yeah.
woohoo, let's go, like new people. Anyway, so we get there and he was like, we're going to dinner with who? And we sit down. I went to Marché Mardon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In Newport. Had the best time.
Yeah.
And one thing I walked away with about Kelly was like, that girl, she's going to tell her opinion. Like she's good
No,
or
for
bad.
sure,
and
yeah.
she's just so upfront. She's just like
I agree.
black and white.
Yeah,
And that's a quality most people don't have.
for sure.
Or they're not comfortable
Yeah.
being that upfront with
Upfront or
exactly
open, yeah,
how
exactly,
they think.
yeah.
So maybe that's why people have a
Well, I mean, I think, look, like, well, if you're going to take the show, like, Kelly was just always like, she stood her ground, you know, and she didn't care. And I mean, if, like I said, if somebody was going to upset her, like, they were going to get it. And, and that's a good, listen, like, I think it's a good quality to have. But also, I feel like all these shows, like, producers like edit so much stuff out, and it's like if you're not thinking the way you're thinking, I feel like people try to cancel you. The cancel culture is real, you know. Like obviously they totally try to cancel her,
Yeah,
and
I looked it up after
Yeah.
our dinner, and she got
and it all
dumb.
really started over a hat.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That was such a strange time.
it was. I mean,
couldn't
look,
do
like
anything
everybody
right.
was going through a lot of stuff, and like you, obviously, if you were some sort of celebrity or you know in the press or whatever, like people just looked for excuses and reasons to pick at you, you know.
Okay, so was it like, you know, when you go to the hair salon and you always get to know your hairdressers, like,
For sure.
was it, okay, so when you go to the hair salon, you're talking to your lady, you always catch up. You
Yeah.
catch up on the drama.
Yeah.
Everything that's going on. Is it like that with you guys with her makeup?
I mean, yeah, but like Kelly and I are friends, so we talk, you know, obviously, like without us like doing each other. I mean, without me even doing her makeup. So obviously, I just see her and talk to her. But definitely, you know, I think with makeup clients, it's a little different, right, than the hairdresser, because I feel like you usually see your hairdresser more often. I don't know, like some people, unless they're getting their makeup done all the time. So that's different. Because I've definitely had clients like that where I feel like I'm at their house like at least twice a week or something like that, you know? But when you're just seeing somebody for like for like a special occasion or whatever, like it is
different.
Yeah, it's different.
It's not like the 4 to 6 week highlight touch up you need
Exactly,
from your
yeah.
hairdresser.
Exactly.
Would you ever consider being on the Housewives?
I would totally do it. I mean, I've auditioned before. I've auditioned twice actually. And for me, I would do it because I feel like I would have fun doing it. And I mean, I think sometimes people take it too seriously and they get too lost in everything. Like it should be like a fun thing. Like, I mean, I think that these housewives used to have way more fun with each other. And now it's become too much of like a plot and a story. And like they're all trying to be this role and they learn these like tricks and ways, like, you know, how they're going to stay on or whatever. But I mean, yeah, like I would definitely do it.
Okay.
But they have to want me first.
I got to ask, like, so I didn't know you could audition.
Yes.
What? Tell me about that.
So basically what ends up happening is every season, once the season's done and they wrap, like their casting directors like start reaching out to people. And then so they'll do like a home like Zoom with you, you know. I mean, so basically they do like an interview question and you're like sitting in front of the camera and just answering a bunch of their questions. And then they spin it and they ask for like pictures and stuff and they make like a whole reel. And then they send it into production. And then at that point, if producers want to meet with you, then they would like reach out to you and they would take, you know, go to the next step. And then once you pass that step, like, because I mean, I've had to do makeup for like some of the girls like before when they've been like the last 3 people left, you know. I mean, I think they at least get like 100 like applicants every year, like people who are like reapplying or applying. They usually don't like to interview the same person like twice, like back to back. But
so if do you get, is there like different rounds? Like do you pass round 1 and you get to round 2?
So like the first round is the Zoom.
Okay.
It's just basically a computer, like, you know, you're sitting in front of like, you have your laptop or your phone and then like they record you and they ask you all the questions, but you have to be in like full hair and makeup glam. And then, like I said, like then you send them like your pictures and they create this whole reel and they send it in. And then from that point on, if they like you, then you'll meet with producers.
Did you ever get to round 2?
No.
Next time, girl.
Maybe.
I can totally see you just thriving on there.
You should be on it.
You know, a few people have asked me like, you should do the Housewives. I was like,
yeah,
that looks like so much drama.
But you have to fight.
My life is just so peaceful.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think
if your life is peaceful, then yeah, you don't need the drama. I'm like, but if you don't mind getting dirty and getting your hands a little dirty, then it'd be fun.
Oh, I don't think I could do it. I think my feelings are literally on my shoulders, and like I don't know. But
see, I'm a tough cookie.
I know. I feel like
I'd be fine.
Yeah, just everything about you, your vibe and stuff. But at the same time, you're so sweet.
I am sweet. I mean, look, I'm always nice to everybody, and I always say this, but you know, if somebody makes me upset, like, I mean, don't come for me.
Like Kelly.
Yeah.
You guys got that in common.
For sure.
So are they going to have another audition soon?
Well, they're filming right now. So, I mean, once they finish filming, they'll start the process again. Yeah.
Oh, you're going to do it again?
Oh, I don't know.
It's just a Zoom at this point, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm like, my friend's actually one of the casting directors. He's the main guy now. But so I always say it. I'm like, if he wants to reach out to me, he can reach out to me.
He knows where you are.
Yeah, exactly.
They would be lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you.
And maybe Katie's like too nice. Because I've now met her a couple of times, and she maybe she's like me, where we walk around with our feelings on her.
She's doing a good job.
Okay, I'm gonna start watching it.
Yeah, you should.
I need to start watching it.
Yeah. Well,
next
season.
Should I start from like in the beginning, or do I start now?
No, I mean, you could just look. You can start from next season, like when they're finished wrapping up with the season, and it's on air. You should just start watching it then. Okay. But my favorite one is Jersey. You know that. Have you ever watched? Yes.
No, I don't.
And so, like, they've put a pause on that production too, which sucks.
Why?
Because there was a lot of drama, like with some of the castmates, and well, it's the one girl, Teresa, and her sister-in-law. Basically, I mean, they've always had like issues over the years, and then they completely like stopped speaking to each other. So they're like, I think revamping the whole cast, or I don't know what they're doing, but they didn't even have a reunion last year
because there was that
because of all the drama.
Tension.
Yeah. Yep.
So knowing that some of the Orange County housewives like you do so they film, I'm guessing, like 3 or 4 months out of the year? Or?
Yeah, it's 3 or 4 months is the actual like time that they film.
And so how much of all the drama is real?
I mean, I think the drama's all real because, I mean, I've been at stuff, okay, when I used to be friends with Bronwyn, and for example, she had this thing that she, in her first season, that she, it was like a little party at her apartment, and I went to it with one of my girlfriends, and it's funny, like once you get in there, it's weird. Like you just have a bunch of cameras and like, they're
like
recording.
this?
Yeah, but
More
cameras.
cameras.
But with like actual camera guys, like just standing there and everybody's in your face and like you have to like pretend like you're at this party. But obviously I feel like some situations are totally made up. Like who has like a sip and tea or whatever she was doing because she was had her last baby. I don't know, whatever it was. And so it's awkward at first, but then once you're there, you kind of forget that you're mic'd. And it just, you kind of get into the groove of it, I guess. I don't know. Like you forget about the camera people being there. But as far as the drama, I feel like they definitely make some situations happen, but then they put alcohol and like people get drunk or whatever, and then they start like getting upset.
Well,
I mean,
and a lot of
the
these ladies-
fighting and stuff is real, but some of it is forced. I mean, they tell you like, hey, I need you to bring up blah, 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 because, Shannon's coming or whatever. And like, you have to talk about all this stuff.
Okay,
So
it's like egged on.
exactly. It is definitely egged on.
When you said they start drinking alcohol, man, for some of them that could be dangerous because I've met like Heather and some people. They are skinny.
Yeah.
Like they have one martini and they're going to be
For sure.
right. So you're adding the martinis.
Well, that's why
and-
you've seen so many housewives drunk, right?
Yeah, because they're like, they're not eating.
I mean, but
It's my
some of
message
those,
to you ladies: eat a cheeseburger.
I have to say, some of those make
Eat
the
a
best housewives
cheeseburger.
moments. Yeah.
Cheeseburgers are good. You know what they're missing out on?
Right? What's your
saying.
favorite cheeseburger?
I feel like you have the perfect shape for
Thank
the
you.
housewives. Like you're thin, but you're still curvy.
Thank you.
You have this look to you of glam and sunshine, but you like to eat. Like you have
Yeah.
a little curve, not like a bat, like perfect.
No, for
You're
sure.
Perfect.
I mean, I'll never be like a super skinny person. It's just not my genetics. Even though I'm
Yeah.
shorter,
I think it's
like
a
I'm
thing
kind of
anyway.
big boned.
I always think about people. Are they doing the Ozempic thing now?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I love it. Like I
No,
say,
Ozempic? Go
yeah,
for it.
for sure.
But do you think it's like a thing that like where now people just all of a sudden lose 30, 40, 50 pounds and you're like, oh, they must be doing Ozempic?
So listen, like I actually did it. And so, okay, when
You look amazing, by the way.
Thank you. I've always like yo-yoed with my weight because it's not very easy for me to stay skinny. Okay. It's just, I don't think it's in my genetics. Like some people, like I can eat the same as somebody else and they can like probably not gain any weight, but I'll definitely gain the weight.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the pandemic started, I literally used to work out like 6 days a week. And then like everything closed down and like I couldn't go to my workout classes and it just got me lazy. So I definitely did gain some weight during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually used Mounjaro, which is like another form of like Ozempic.
Yeah, that's like a more healthier one or something, or
It's-
less side effects.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the better drugs that's out there, and it definitely is, to me, amazing, life-changing. Like, I mean, look, let's put it this way. Like, I know I've worked so hard to lose weight before, and the way you lose weight, I mean, how quickly and easy you lose weight on these shots is just amazing.
Okay,
I
is
mean,
it like
some
once-
people
is it
really
once a
struggle
week?
with, once a week. Some people just really struggle with their weight. And like a lot of people are embarrassed to talk about these things, And I like, that's why, and I'll share my story because I've referred so many people. I've told people to use it. Like I'll talk about it. I'm a big advocate for it because I say this, I'm like, if something's going to help you out and it's going to make you feel better, like I don't see why not.
Might
And
as well.
I mean, none of my doctors or anybody has told me it's bad for me or like, I get my like blood work done and everything's fine and normal with me. So
I guess my biggest fear is doing it, losing the weight, and then just getting off of it and just gaining it right back.
no, but see, that's the thing. You can totally put yourself on. So, obviously when you're first going to take in to lose the weight, you want to do it once a week. But a lot of like people that I know, like, like maybe they'll just do a shot like once every 6 weeks or just to maintain it, And like, I've always felt great on it. And I think like in comparison to like Ozempic and stuff, like from what I've heard, like people using it, how they feel, the Mounjaro is like definitely better, but obviously it's a little bit harder to get. But I mean, so before I even started on the Mounjaro, I had tried semi-glutides, which is like the compound formula, right? And those didn't work for me. I mean, I did it for a month and I literally like nothing was happening. I was still hungry and, it's just such a big difference. But I also know people who have lost weight using the regular semi-glutides and it's worked for them. It takes a little bit longer, but it definitely works too.
Does it? I heard it constipates you. Is that true?
You know, okay, so I never had that issue. But like I said, I think it's like any other drug or medication, right? Some people will have certain side effects and some people won't. So it can, I mean, I'll tell you this. It does help with your menstrual cycle too. So ever since I started it, like my menstrual cycles became so normal. And I was just recently talking to my gyno about it. And he told me, oh, that's because a lot of women have insulin issues. I mean, a lot of people have insulin issues and they don't even know about it. And so it can definitely help.
Maybe that's what I have and I don't know about it.
Maybe.
Maybe I can just blame it on that. You know how the ladies, they always go, I have thyroid issue.
Oh,
I'm like, no,
yeah.
maybe you just eat too much. I don't know. I just laugh at people like always talk about their
I
thyroid.
mean, look, I'm a foodie. I love food.
I do
Okay.
too.
I love to eat. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like I'm not one of those people who's going to shy away from having chips or, a slice of pizza. I mean, because I don't eat it all the time, but I definitely want to indulge and have those things, And I have to say the one thing that actually really helped me out was also being on Mounjaro was my husband loves sweets and like we used to go to dinner and we go out to dinner every night. So like he always wanted to have a dessert, but he stays skinny. And so I was eating those desserts with him and I was gaining the weight, And so I'm not saying like, I'll definitely admit that I was eating things that was going to help me gain weight, but being on the shots like helped me like not crave those sweet things at all.
So you can
That's amazing.
You can have the dessert in front of you. So you could you go out to dinner a lot. So let me think of a spot that has a good dessert. So you're at Nick's and someone orders a butter cake.
Oh my God, we went there. This is really funny. We were at Nick's last night and he got the butter cake, okay? And he was like, come on, have a bite. And I literally took one bite and I was like, it was too sweet. And I just was like, I'm okay. I don't want it anymore.
Wow, it changed that much because oh my God, that
like back in the day, I probably would have been like indulging in that butter cake. Yeah.
that place is iconic.
I know. I love Nick's.
Joe and I took my stepson there for the very first time that lives in Texas. He lives in Austin. It was 4 of his friends. So we're all sitting around at Nick's. He doesn't like
over
sweets.
Here though, right?
Yeah, the one here in Laguna. He doesn't like sweets.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, let's just they know, oh, we're full. We don't want anything. We're like, okay, let me just order the butter cake for the table, right?
Yeah.
So Joe and I are looking at each other going, let's sit back and watch this show. So the butter cake comes and there's 5 of them total and they start eating it. And they are like, I mean, it's gone in like 32 seconds. This entire cake is gone. Well, then they order another.
Oh my God.
And same thing happens. By the third one that gets to the table, the waitresses are like taking pictures and laughing at them because it just becomes this thing.
That is so funny.
But that's how powerful Nick's butter cake is.
Yeah.
Unless you're on, which one are you on?
Mounjaro.
It'll cut it off.
Yeah.
Well, I had like I don't know how many years ago. Maybe it was 4 years ago. I had a full hysterectomy because I have a cancer gene that my chances of ovarian cancer go to like 85%.
Oh, okay.
And my aunt died of ovarian cancer, and my mom had breast cancer, a lot of cancer in the family. So I ended up getting the hysterectomy, full hysterectomy. I ended up getting the mastectomy, and it was a whole thing.
Oh, wow, okay.
But saying all that, I definitely gained weight because you don't have any estrogen and testosterone and your natural things. So it's definitely something I struggle with, which I hate every woman does. At the same time, I try to embrace it a little bit because it's like, I still like food. I try not to eat as much, but it's always a
Have you ever
struggle.
tried the shots?
I maybe I should. Maybe I will.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
like that's my thing. It's like I don't want to start something, get excited about it, and then I gain it back. Like that feels like that would be more devastating to me
See,
than.
like, okay, everybody that I know that's been on it, like nobody's gained it back. I mean, honestly, because like I said, you can do it like once you get to your desired weight, like I feel like you can just maintain it, and then you can take a shot like once every couple of weeks or whatever it may be. And like, or if you feel like, hey, like I haven't done it in a while and I just need to like, do it for a month or, I mean, it's honestly like, I think it's a life-changing drug. I really do.
It'd be life-changing for me to have a butter cake in front of me and not have a bite. That is life-changing. But I'm actually pretty good at just taking a bite.
Yeah.
It's when someone says you can't have something, that's when I have an issue.
Yeah.
Like you can't drink alcohol, well, watch me.
Right.
Or you can't.
Oh, that
have
was
dessert.
another thing. When you first get on it, so I've always loved like wine. And I mean, you have like you start drinking less too, because I think you get so full so quickly. So even like, I mean, I don't know, like if I was sitting with friends, like I could usually have more than like 2 glasses of wine, if we're just like sitting there talking. But like, especially in the beginning, like being on the shot, no way. Like you cannot have like more than 2 glasses of wine because you will literally feel so stuffed. Like this feeling that you like, I can't even imagine. Like it's like this really, really full feeling, And that's what really helps people lose the weight. It's because you get so full from even just the food. Like, so usually, your mind makes you think you want more than you really need anyways. I think our tummies get fuller faster, but like your mind is like telling you, oh, you could still eat it because it tastes so good or whatever. And you just keep going at it. Right. But I feel like with the drug, like with the shots, like you get so full and it's almost like, okay, like, you can't have any more.
So do you mind me asking how much weight you lost?
So I originally, when I lost the weight, it was about 40 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. Cause I had gained weight.
That's a good, yeah. Well, good for you.
And I've had so many friends like who did it.
You look amazing.
Thank you. So it's just, like I said, it's been such a...
But, I will, before we get off the subject, because we need to move on, but like a lot of times when women that they tell me they're on it, they look like they're on it. Or they have like a certain, like they've lost their muscle or something.
Yeah.
Or their face is like a little...
I think it definitely can happen. Everybody's body's different. I hear that all the time too. So I think everybody's body's different and everybody's skin's different. But I honestly, what I would say is, if you work out and if you do like exercising and all that stuff, like keep at it. Like don't stop doing it because you're losing weight without like working out, because that can like obviously be a factor of why you're getting the saggy skin or whatever. But just keep working out and like I said, like, a lot of people feel so ashamed to talk about this stuff, but there really shouldn't be a reason to be ashamed, I mean,
I'm glad you're coming out
and talking about this. It happens to everybody. And I feel like maybe if like somebody's been thinking about it and like they're too embarrassed to do something about it, like they hear my story, they might want to do it. Yeah, exactly.
Sure. As far as Orange County and beauty, we're sitting here talking about weight and image. What do you think about the Orange County culture? Because I do feel like it's much more centered around beauty, fashion, weight, a lot of things that are part of your career. What's your opinion on that?
Well, for sure. I mean, like, I feel like all of California, really, like LA, Orange County, like, I don't know if it has something to do with like the weather, but like people, I mean, we're not really wearing like big coats and stuff in the winter. So even if you gain a few pounds, like you're not really hiding it, like people really care about their looks over here. And that's why there's a lot of plastic surgery and all this stuff. And I mean, look, I embrace it all. Like whatever makes you happy, do it. If it makes you happy to get the hair extensions, get the hair extensions. If you want to get plastic surgery, do it. I mean, don't overdo anything because then that's when people kind of like lose track and they start looking crazy or, bad. But if something is going to make you feel better, I'm all about it,
Do you think it's like for the kids growing up? Do you think it's harder on them in Orange County?
I definitely think it's... I honestly think it's harder for kids everywhere, but that's a lot. It has to do with social media, And I mean, these kids, when I was 12, 13 years old, I was watching MTV and I mean, before that I was watching like Disney cartoons, so I didn't have a lot but I remember being in ninth grade and I was like looking at Britney Spears on TRL, and that was like, I wanted to look like her, I was just in wow of like her body, the fame, everything, and like her style. It was so cute, and that's what I wanted to be. But like social media, obviously, like these kids are exposed to a lot more. So I feel like as parents, I mean, I don't have my own kid, but I feel like as parents, like, you should always listen to your kids, talk to them, and, make sure they're secure and not feeling bad if they don't have something, if they don't look a certain way. But yeah, that's.
Okay, I do want to ask you, I'm still staring at your necklace. I wanted to ask you, when you create your necklace and your pieces, does it bring you back to like a story or like a childhood, or like what's the inspiration behind I guess the design of it? Like, what's the backstory?
It's really funny. I wouldn't say there's like a backstory, especially to my childhood. I mean, I'm Armenian. I was born and raised in LA. So definitely, in our culture, like nothing like this. Like, I mean, when we were kids, actually, we got a lot of gold jewelry. So like you did as a baby, like, okay, when I had my christening, like I had so much like jewelry given to me as a gift, like as a baby. And it's like so weird to me because, but that's just like a cultural thing that they do. So I've definitely always liked jewelry. And I mean, I always had jewelry, and then I guess I always loved to make stuff too when I was younger too. So, but other than that.
And then during COVID and the lockdowns, that's when it kind of all came back to you to
for sure
go back to your childhood. I never got any jewelry as a baby.
We had a lot of jewelry as it's a Middle Eastern thing, I think.
I went to an event, I was like 2 weeks ago. Tina. Anyway, so I picked up her friend, and she was Armenian. She was. We totally hit it off, and she was telling me a lot about the culture. Yeah. And I ended up looking it up. I looked it up. I think it was. Is it like just north of Turkey?
Yes, it borders Turkey.
And she was telling me it's the first Christian country in all of the Middle East, or that.
And I mean, according to our Armenian history in the world. Yeah.
And she said that there's a really big community in LA. More than Orange County.
Oh, 100%. A lot in LA.
Yeah. So it's like a social
there's
network.
A part of Hollywood, it's called Little Armenia.
Yeah, in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. So one thing I've noticed is like the success and the drive of that culture. Yeah. She, her and her family have a grape farm. I'm sorry, raisin farm. Yeah. They have the most successful, biggest raisin farm in the world. And, wow. Yeah. Their family.
Are they from Fresno?
Well, that's where their farm is.
Oh, yeah.
So they have the farm there, but they live in Orange County. Any Armenian I've ever met, they are such hard workers.
For sure.
Go-getters. Yeah. Outgoing and love fashion.
For sure.
Like, it's part of the culture.
Well, I agree. Armenian girls definitely like fashion and glam.
Like you. Yeah. Okay, so your necklace or any of your jewelry, have they been on any superstars, Hollywood singers?
For sure. I mean, I recently have, like, Megan Maroney's on her tour, and she's been wearing a lot of my jewelry, like the earrings and rings. And then I've always done stuff for, like, Brittany Aldean. And honestly, I started working with their stylist, and that's how I got it out to them.
Brittany Aldean?
Yes.
I love her.
I love her.
I follow her on Instagram.
Same.
I like following her more than her husband.
I mean, I love him, but like,
nice too. But like,
yeah, for sure. But I'm like, I've always been a fan of Jason. Like, I've loved his music. He's one of my favorite country singers, and so like, I just love Britney's style, everything they stood for. So I, noticed when she would tag her stylist, and then I basically started reaching out to her, and So one of my necklaces that I'm like most known for is my Mallory necklace. So I originally, the cool story about this is, made that necklace for Brittany Aldean. And I did it with the name. So it's a pearl necklace and it has a name on it.
So circle back. Were you already in contact with her?
So I was in contact with her stylist, and I said, "Oh, I'd love to make this necklace. Like, do you think Brittany would like it?" And then she said, "Sure." And then she was like, "Make it." And then she goes like, "But oh my God, I love it. Can you make me one too?" And I said, "Of course." So so I sent it to the stylist, and then she was wearing her necklace, and she was meeting with one of her other clients, Mallory Irvin, who saw the necklace and fell in love with it. And basically, Mallory was going to be on the cover of Nashville Living, and so they had asked if I can like make her one of the necklaces for the shoot. And I sent it out. It didn't get to her like in time because it was like 2 days. It was 2 days before, even though I overnighted it, like it missed a deadline or whatever. And so, but she still loved the necklace. And when she got it, she started wearing it and posting it. And literally, I mean, I didn't even have this necklace because like I said, like I made it personally for Brittany Aldean because I just loved her style and loved her so much. And I thought it'd be so cool. Like my favorite country singer's wife would be wearing it. And I mean, I don't even know. She did end up wearing it one day. I did see a picture or in her stories or something. But the way Mallory posted and the way the necklace took off, like was amazing, and it just made my business grow, and it was like the turning point in all of my jewelry business.
Really?
Yeah, and that's why I named the necklace after Mallory.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was she like on Instagram? She tagged you, or how did it work?
Yeah, exactly. She tagged me in her stories, and I'll never forget this. My husband and I had gone to Vegas, and we were on our way back, and for whatever reason, like I don't know why, but I think we had our dogs with us. We took our dogs with us, so we had driven there. And we were driving back, and like literally all of a sudden I noticed like my Instagram was like blowing up. Like I was just getting like DMs. And I looked, and she had posted me and tagged me. And I mean, for the next 3 months, I literally made so many of these necklaces. And by the time I got it on the website, and then I was just getting more orders from the website, like, but at first, like I was handwriting the orders because I didn't even have, I didn't have time yet to put it like photograph and like post it on there. And then from that point on, I created like different colors and just different versions of the necklace, and it's still like my number one selling necklace.
Wow, that's so neat how just one post or like one repost.
I always say this, I'm like, I love Mallory Irvin and I love her style, and you should follow her, and she has a pajama line now too. And I love seeing her like family life. Like she has 4 kids now, and just everything about her is so adorable. And like, she is like gold. Like, I mean, whatever she touches, like whatever she posts, like you just want it. Like it could be a lipstick. It could be.
No wonder they wanted your necklace. Another reason, because like I bet it looks so good on her. And
I mean, she does like these amazing pajamas. They're called In My Sundays. It's like literally my favorite pajama line. And she also does like merchandise. She does merch drops like for the holidays. So basically she has like a summer one coming, but she usually does like a Valentine's, summer, fall Halloween, and then the holidays, like a Christmas one. And I mean, the stuff sells out immediately. Like if you're not on her website, like they are all going to sell out like this. Like, I mean, I've been on there and I've had stuff in my cart. I've logged on right away, and I haven't been able to complete my order because it sells out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So when all those people like were DMing you and you had so many, like how did you keep up? Did you have to lock yourself in your house to make
I was literally working around the clock when I first started like with my Mallory necklaces. Like I was literally just stringing pearl necklaces for 3 months straight. I mean,
and that was all from one story or repost.
Yep. I mean, she posted a few times.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like literally because she just loved the necklace. So I made them in like a few different colors for her. Like when her daughter was born, I did one with her daughter's name. And
really?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever chatted?
Yeah, we have for sure. And I'm actually like trying to make some of these today. I have to finish it and then mail it out for her.
The one you have on.
Yeah, but like I'm going to do
the one you have on.
It's going to be a custom one for like her next merch drop coming up.
Wow.
For the summer one.
Okay, so you made one when her daughter was born?
Yeah.
That is so sweet. What was the little...
So basically, the necklace is a pearl necklace, and then it has Old English letters. So her daughter's name is Sunday, and it said Sunday on it. Like she has, all the ones I've made for her have her kids' names on it.
That is so incredible.
Yeah.
You weren't even going to tell me that. You guys have talked.
Yeah.
I bet she's so nice.
She is so nice.
Like Brittany.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you talked to her?
I've never spoken to her, no.
That's gonna
It's always
happen.
been like through the stylist, but
Yeah, I bet that happens. Well, I think
but she
that's,
has tagged me and stuff too, and that's really helped me out
I
too.
can imagine.
So there was a necklace that I had made for her, and because she has like a fun, like edgier style, and so when she posted and tagged me in that necklace, like that was amazing too. Like that was another game changer.
Yeah.
In
How
my
long ago
business.
was that?
I think it was like 2 years ago. Yeah.
I love that story because that's just how, people like yourself get to create more beauty and bring
Yeah.
more joy to so many other women. I remember I was in a magazine in Fort Worth, and before that I was just flipping through,
Yeah.
and I saw these jeans, and they were the most unusual jeans. And I saw down low who did it. It said that this girl's Instagram. So I reached out to her and I'm like, can you make me these custom jeans?
Yeah.
And she was very similar to your story, where she was making one of a kind. She wasn't making thousands,
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, how'd you find me? And I was like, well, I was flipping through a magazine. And then, now I tag her on my Instagram and people have reached out to her.
Yeah.
It's just like a chain effect.
No, for sure. I mean, Instagram and like social media is amazing in that way because you can literally be connected to so many different people and it's just like a click away basically. And look, like sometimes like you just have to reach out to people, I mean, you never know. Like somebody might not see your message, somebody might see it, but it's always worth it,
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten several of my collaborations from Instagram
No, for sure.
messages. I think people are hesitant. They're like, "Oh, well, they're busy. They're not gonna, they're not gonna
Yeah.
respond." But you never know.
For sure. I mean, some people see it, some people don't. I mean, obviously, and you just have to go for it and see what happens.
I mean, I still like the Pendry story. I wish I was invited to that event. Are you gonna do it again?
I mean, yeah, for sure. If they had me back, yeah.
I want to go see the private club there.
It's cool. You'll like it.
So your brand, in the future, do you have a big goal? What do you see ahead for your whole future and your brand?
I mean, I would definitely love to grow my brand bigger. I would love to get into stores one day. And it's been kind of a struggle because I feel like jewelry is so saturated out there. And especially like with Amazon and stuff, like people can buy all kinds of like pieces. And that's why like I feel like some of my like custom stuff is so cool because you're not going to be able to find something like this on
No,
Amazon.
I've never seen anything like
You're not
it.
going to be able to buy the pearl necklace on Amazon. So it's just different. And I like try to think of like creative ways like that I can like reach out to people and, create something that they can't necessarily get everywhere else.
So what happens though if you get so many orders? What's the next step?
I mean, well, that's the thing. Like, so I think the most important thing is like to get to a point where you can grow the brand and you're getting so big where then, you can obviously be at that next level, but that's where like the struggle is and like trying to figure out that next
Yeah, because you still
step.
want to be successful, but a little bit boutique-y and
Yeah.
one of a kind.
Yeah.
I don't know, or maybe not. Maybe you just want to like totally explode and.
I mean, I'd like to explode and then still like, try to do these like custom stuff. But when I look at, one really cool story I have actually is when I was in my 20s and I was working in the LA Mart. So LA Mart is like, where like people come to like buy stuff for like their stores, right? And I was repping a line and I met Kendra Scott, the jewelry
Really?
designer. Yeah. Kendra was a couple years into the business and literally she was in that showroom repping her line.
Interesting.
Like she was writing orders that weekend, like when I was there. And she was so sweet. I was like talking to her and like, I was like asking her all these like questions and she told me how she had started the business. Basically, she had 2 kids and she was a stay-at-home mom and raising the kids. And she just loved like doing like these crafts and started like making the jewelry and then like started approaching stores and selling it to the boutiques like in town. And then look at her now. She's on Shark
Wow.
Tank. I mean, her company's worth, I don't know, like $1 billion.
Yeah,
Something
she's
like
everywhere.
that. Everywhere.
Her boutiques are in every.
I mean, her
shopping
amazing.
center.
Her story is so amazing, and like till this day, like I kind of like think about that, and I just like dream of like something like that. Like that would
could
be
totally
awesome.
see you doing
But
that.
see, and she started off with costume jewelry, but now she has like fine jewelry, semi-fine. So
Well, I think like one thing you guys have in common is you have unique pieces, but they're at a good price point,
yeah, for sure.
like your pieces.
Yeah.
And that's what I look for, is one like different, unusual.
Yeah.
Like your pieces and Well, Sahar, you met her at the party. They're like just like different, unique
Yeah.
type of pieces. I think that's the way to go. What about collaborations though? Like, what if you reached out to like a bigger brand and be like, hey, do you want to do something together?
I mean, I would love to do that. I have to figure that part out too.
You know, I do some things with Alice and Olivia, and they do that all the time
Yeah.
with vendors, and
No, I
they
know.
prefer women like you that
Yeah.
are more boutiquey and one of a kind.
That would be awesome. See, I used to do pop-ups with like Love Shack Fancy, and that was a great like experience too, because you get to meet so many of like, and I feel like I've definitely got that like girly flair that they embody. You know, I love like all the flowers and the hearts, and I love the brand actually. I mean, it's such a cute brand. Like what the owner's done with that whole brand is amazing. You know. And so I've definitely, that's been a great experience, and I hope like something like that would have come out of it. But
Totally
like,
visualize that happening
Yeah.
for you, like in a like your Instagram thing. It's gonna be like blink
for sure. I mean, look, you just have to keep trying, and that's what I'm doing. You know, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna keep trying until something sticks and something amazing happens.
I know. I think God has a big plan for you.
I hope so.
In the meantime, we could do something here in my
Yeah.
house.
For sure.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, next time.
Well, I love everything about you. You're like
Thank you,
chic
Sam.
and beautiful and fun and down to earth.
Thank you.
And I just appreciate you being on today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
And to everyone listening, subscribe and leave a comment on the podcast. I do a monthly giveaway of luxury fashion, accessories, or experiences, so don't miss out. And Kristina, before I forget, where can people find you?
So you can find me on my Instagram. It's Kristina Wright Jewelry. Kristina with a K, Kristina. And then my website is KristinaWrightJewelry.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's been lovely having you on.
Thank you.